Monday morning check of the markets. Tom Piotrowski, good morning to you. How are we shaping up?
Pete, good morning. We're going to kick off in negative territory this morning, not quite 0.25% is the loss that the futures are predicting, and it comes after a volatile session for Northern Hemisphere markets, particularly in the US. Revisiting of trade concerns was at the heart of a decline for US markets. So you had the Nasdaq down by about 1%, the S&P 500 down by almost 0.75%, the Dow Jones was down by about 0.6%. It turned around the US president expressing dissatisfaction with the progress of trade talks with the EU, and that will see 50% tariffs applied to EU imports as of the start of June. And then more specifically, the prospect of a 25% tariff being applied to US iPhones not manufactured in the United States put downward pressure on Apple shares, although they only fell by about 3%, Pete. So this after there was a sense in the markets that perhaps the worst had been put behind investors when it came to trade discussions. So in weekly terms, you had the three leading indices down by around 2.5%. But then bear in mind that the previous week had seen some supersized improvements in those indices. The Nasdaq, for example, was up by more than 7%. So it's a question of how this week pans out with a shortened week because of a public holiday today. Then there's a US Fed decision. There's a lot of economic news in the form of growth and inflation numbers. So we kind of get away with things a little bit more lightly as far as the next couple of days are concerned. Although we do have inflation numbers midweek. The US dollar has softened, so that's put some upward pressure on commodity prices. So oil is up by about 0.5%, copper up by about 1/3%, and it also reflects the fact that the Aussie dollar has gained about 2/3% against the greenback, Pete. It's flirting with 64.9 US cents.
All right, Tom, thank you.